Hello, I'm Susan Cadeau. Thank you for being with us. The Oklahoma News Report has learned that the pay gap for state employees has now widened when compared to the same jobs in the private sector. And this week, the Oklahoma Public Employees Association is urging lawmakers to reject any budget plan that does not include a state employee pay raise.
Look at just about any state agency in Oklahoma and you find demoralized employees. While most state employees believe teachers deserve and should receive a pay raise, they're asking the question, well, what about me?
We've kind of coined a phrase this year, we're saying the forgotten ones, and we're referring to state employees because they have been forgotten by the legislative body, and it's time to rectify that.
Sterling Zierle, who is the executive director of the Oklahoma Public Employees Association, wants people to ask themselves how would they feel if they haven't had a raise in more than 11 years. Shelley Zumwalt is the director of public affairs in the offices of the governor and of management and enterprise services.
Well, the last across-the-board pay raise for state employees was in 2006.
Zumwalt says newly compiled figures show state workers' compensation and benefits package is now 27% below what someone doing the same work in the private sector is paid. 8,000 state workers make $30,000 or less, and they have been receiving stagnant paychecks year after year while the cost of living has increased every year.
We have a lot of state employees who have to have two jobs. We get comments. We had a comment the other day about a lady whose insurance went up like $98 one year, $101 a year before, and then another $60 this year.
Like most all other state employees, Karen Franco has seen her paycheck shrink since 2013 when lawmakers froze the money allotted for workers' benefits.
Our insurance goes up every year, so our paychecks go down. So I actually make less now than I actually bring home less than what I did 8 years ago.
Zierle says a lot of workers are fed up, and that is reflected in the state employee turnover rate.
We have about a 20% turnover rate, which costs the state about $127 million a year. And what's interesting is we have 4,200 less state employees than we did in 2008.
And while the vast majority of state employees haven't received raises in more than a decade, there are exceptions. Just recently, the House of Representatives handed out raises to 14 staff members. Most of them were attorneys. The senior staff attorney received a $20,000 salary bump, upping his annual pay to $86,000, a 30% increase. A spokesman for the House says staff attorneys have been below market value relative to other attorneys working at state agencies.
They were going to lose some of those staff to either other state agencies or to the private sector. We understand that. We get that. But it appears that they're taking care of their own and not taking care of all the other state employees.
There's been a lot of talk about making sure that state employees get a raise, numerous years, and every year it just ends up being talk. And then of course you hear that some special people in special situations are getting raises, and it's discouraging to say the least.
Kevin Buchanan is the district attorney for Washington County. He says when it comes to keeping assistant DAs, it's a revolving door.
So a lot of them come to us and take whatever we can offer, get really good training for 2 or 3 years, get in the courtroom, we get to get comfortable, and once they become very dependable, then they leave us. And it's hard to blame them for that.
Buchanan has some faithful administrative employees who have worked for the office for a decade or more and have never seen their livelihoods improved.
Frankly, I feel like some of my employees are literally working almost indentured servitude just to have medical insurance. If it weren't for the medical insurance, I'm not sure I would have employees.
Karen Franco is the victim witness coordinator for the DA.
My husband has been sick and had a severe and extended illness, and it was for the insurance, you know.
You stay because of the insurance?
I stay because of the insurance.
Her work is critical to the office, yet she only makes $36,000 a year, and she's been employed here 14 years. 10-year employee Patricia Phelps makes the same salary, and as the probation coordinator, she's also a key employee.
Do you think it causes morale problems?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
How do you see that?
Just in the office, you know, when they don't replace employees, you know, it kind of has to be spread out among the other employees.
Zierle is asking lawmakers to reject any budget plan that doesn't include raises for all public employees.
We have Representative Dustin Roberts has brought a bill forward, House Bill 2637, and we're asking a $2,500 pay raise for all state employees in 2018, 2019, and 2020 for a total of $7,500 over a 3-year period.
But most state employees are not holding their breaths. Those who stay just keep trudging.